Hello! Welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. Thank you very much for joining me. Alright, if you're new here, hello, welcome. If you return, welcome back. Hi! Today we're going to do a cozy little March wrap-up. Now, I realize it's near the end of April. I didn't do a March wrap-up, but I'm going to do it now. So this is a bookish video. And we're just getting cozy because I just want to be cozy. It's Saturday. What's the date? April 27th. And I am in my hoodie. It's 10:30 in the morning. I'm just being comfy and just relaxing. I just bought a desk, a few days ago. I got a lap desk. So my computer is sitting on that. So it shouldn't move too much now, except I just moved it. But you know what I mean. So, I've got all the books listed of all the books I read in March. So grab a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. I'm just going to grab my Diet Coke because, we're all Diet Coke. And we're going to put it on the desk. I don't know if it's going to make the desk fall because it's not actually on me, but we will see. Alright, let's get started. So this is a bookish video, like I said. If you're here for craftiness, I am sorry. This video may not be for you, but look back. There's a video. Did I put it up yet? There's a video I did not long ago on that I uploaded. I believe on crafty stuff. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I uploaded yet, but check my channel for other crafty updates. I'm kind of worried you can peek through. I mean, you can't, but I'm just worried. Okay, let's get started. We've already been talking for 2 minutes, and I haven't even started. Okay, so, my March wrap-up. I've got my notebook here. I read 16, count them, 16 books. I could not believe how well my March went. I don't read that many books in 1 month. I mean, it was amazing. April, I think I've read like 9 books so far, so it's going really well. I've read 50 books this year so far, so I'm very happy about that. But in March, I read 16 books. So I'm going to go in order of the books of when I read them. If you would like a different order, let me know. I'm just worried about my hair again. I know. For someone who doesn't really look after her hair, I sure worry about it a lot. Okay, so let's start. Alright. The first I read was, I'll put the pictures up here. The first one I read was A Little Yuletide Murder by Donald Bain. This is a Murder, She Wrote book. I was doing a video where I read a bunch of Murder, She Wrote books. I still want to do that video, but I'm cold. But I kind of took a break from it. So I'm not going to give you my review of that book or my rating. If you follow me on Goodreads, you know my rating. But I'm just going to leave that review for the video. But, I could tell you what the whole series is about. If you don't know what Murder, She Wrote is, it originally was a TV show in the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. It's my favorite TV show in the whole world. It starred Angela Lansbury, rest in peace. I don't know why I went like that, but anyways, rest in peace, Angela Lansbury. And she played a thriller author who solves mysteries, and there was always murder happening around her. And I do not want to be friends with Jessica Fletcher because I'd probably be murdered because everyone falls dead around her. Anyways, so after the TV show finished, Donald Bain was writing books about Jessica Fletcher and doing mysteries that weren't on the TV show. So they're fun books. I enjoy reading them. Donald Bain was the original writer. He sadly passed away. Rest in peace, Donald. As if I know him. I'm saying this as if we're on a first-name basis, but he was an excellent writer. I felt like he really knew the character Jessica Fletcher very well. He wrote her very well. Now, the new writer I don't enjoy as much, but that's for a different video. Then I read Murder in the Book Lover's Lot by Ellery Adams. I listened to this on audio. I gave it 4 stars. This is a cozy mystery. Most of these are mysteries or cozy mysteries. And Ellery Adams writes this series. What series is it? Storyton Hall series, I think. It is about a woman, and yes, I forget her name because I never remember character names, but she runs a Storyton Hall in this place where it's very bookish in this little town, and she runs this kind of what would you call it? Like not a B&B, but a place where you can go for retreats. Anyways, and in this particular book, she well, in all the books, she's protecting this big library full of really rare books that her family has passed down, and she has people who guard her, and people are always trying to kill her for these books and stuff. So in this book, her and her fiance go away for a trip, and they go to this place where they stay in the book lover's loft, and there's a murder that happens, obviously, and it all connects to everything happening in Storyton. It was a great book. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Okay, next we have a controversial opinion from me. I read Heartstopper Volume 5. Don't at me. Don't unsubscribe. I have loved all the Heartstopper graphic novels. This series is about Nick and Charlie, who are teenagers who fall in love, and they have a gay relationship. I loved the first 4 books basically because of the mental health representation. I really enjoyed that, and I just thought the 2 boys were sweet. And I really enjoyed the mental health representation. In Volume 4, there's representation of going to a psych unit, which I really appreciated because, you know, when you talk about going to psychiatric units, people think it's like all awful and all that, the way it used to be, and it's not. It can be very helpful, and I really like that. My problem with Volume 5 is that Charlie turns 16, and him and Nick is 18, I believe, which I'm fine with. That's not the problem. The problem I have, and maybe it's just me being old, but he's 16 and they're talking about going the next level and having sex. Now, I know teenagers have sex. I'm not a prude. I know teenagers have sex. What I don't get is that when Charlie talks to his mom about it and his mom freaks out, we, the reader, are made to think that the mother shouldn't have freaked out about it and should have been okay with it and everything. And I totally disagree. If my 16-year-old son came to me and said, Mom, I want to sleep over at my boyfriend's house, like, no, you're grounded. You're not going there. I'm sorry, but 16, we should not be encouraging 16-year-olds to do adult things. I don't agree with it. I know 16-year-olds have sex. I know that he would probably sneak out anyways and do it. But as the parent of the child, it is our duty to parent the child. He is still a child. He's 16. He's still a child. I'm sorry. I don't think we should be encouraging young people to have sex. It's an adult thing. It's something that comes with a lot of responsibilities. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Anyways, he might have been 17 in the book. I don't remember, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't think we should be encouraging teenagers to have sex. I just don't agree with it. And yes, and like I said, I know that if Charlie was my son and I told him, no, you can't sleep over, I know that he probably would have sneaked out and done it anyways. I realize that. But I still don't think he would have gotten in trouble if he did that. You know, like, I would have given him a consequence. I just don't think kids should be doing adult things. That's my opinion. I know everybody else in the world loves the series and loves that book and that volume, and I'm fine with that. And, you know, please don't be rude in the comments. Just everybody has their opinion, everybody has their parenting styles and their beliefs and their morals, and I'm just one way and other people may be other ways, and that's fine. That's totally fine. That's part of reading. That's part of being a person in this world and a parent. And not that I'm a parent, but it's we all have our different ways of raising our kids. And if I had a child who was 16 and wanted to have sex, I would say no. Just saying. Okay, moving on. I feel like I'm going to lose subscribers over that. Please don't unsubscribe from me. Next, we have The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I gave this 4 stars. This is the spin-off of the, what's this series? Inheritance Games series? Hawthorne, what's that series called? The Inheritance Games is the first book. And it is a trilogy. And then we had The Brothers Hawthorne, which was a spin-off. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I read this one physically. I really enjoyed it. And I read Heartstopper physically as well, I believe. Did I? Yeah, I did. I read it online. No, I didn't. I read it from the library. That's where I read it. The Brothers Hawthorne, I really enjoyed. I thought it was... I know a lot of people didn't like it because it only had the point of view of Grayson and Jameson. But I actually liked it, and I thought it was really well done. So this book, The Inheritance Games, is about Avery, who in the first book... I'm losing it. I'm not able to talk. She finds out that she's having a hard time. Her mother is passed away. Her sister and her are kind of living in a hard situation, and she suddenly gets pulled out of school and told that she has inherited billions of dollars. And she goes to this place to get the will read, and she finds out it's from a guy she doesn't know who died and gave her $1 billion. And he has 4 grandsons, and the stipulation whatever that word is that she has to live in the big manor with the 4 grandchildren for a year before she can get the money. So the first book and the rest of the trilogy is them trying to figure out why Avery got chosen for the money, why nobody else got the money, why it all went to her, because seemingly she doesn't know this guy, so what happened? And she has a love triangle between Grayson and Jameson, and it's I thought the love triangle was well done and realistic, and she did choose one boy, and it worked out great. I mean, I actually like the guy she picked. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I like the guy she picked. Not many people do, but I like him. Anyways, so The Brothers Hawthorne is after the events of the Inheritance Games, and Jameson and Grayson each have their own story arc, and it has to do with the events that happened in the 3rd book of the trilogy. So it was really good. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was great. I know a lot of people didn't like it just because it's called The Brothers Hawthorne and it really only has 2 POVs. But I mean, throughout the book, you do see the other brothers. It's just not in their POVs, and I really enjoyed it. In fact, I'm thinking of maybe changing it to 5 stars. I really liked it. I still think about it. Next, I read The Woman by Kristen Hanna. Oh my gosh, this is a historical fiction about Vietnam War, about the Vietnam War, and the women who served in the nurses and how they were treated and how the U.S. treated the Vietnam War and everything. It was so good. I listened to the audiobook. Julia Whelan does the audiobook, and everybody loves Julia Whelan, and she was perfect. And I gave it 5 stars. It was amazing. I did have a little bit of a problem I'm going to give a trigger warning for the woman, a few trigger warnings. If you do not want to hear any, please skip to this number that I put up here, okay? Please skip because they are spoilers, but I really feel like you need to know, okay? So if you do not want any spoilers for the woman, I'm going to put the word spoilers up until I'm done, okay? So here's the word spoilers coming up now. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the trigger warnings for this book. There is a miscarriage, and there is cheating. There is drug abuse and alcohol abuse. There's a lot that goes on in this book to do with surgery, and there's a lot of gruesome parts. I think that's it for spoilers. So, spoilers done in 3, 2, 1. Okay, welcome back. If you didn't want to watch the spoilers, welcome back. The Woman was an amazing, amazing book. I gave it 5 stars. It was really well done. The trigger warnings triggered me, and there was a few of them that did trigger me a little bit. I'm not usually triggered, but I did cry at the end of the book. I didn't cry while I was reading it, but after I was done, I was reflecting, and I had a little meltdown. I'm not going to lie, I had a little meltdown. It was very real. The war talk was very real. The way the U.S. treated people coming back from the war was horrible. And they often would say things like, there were no women in Vietnam. And the main character, Frankie, is like, yeah, there were lots of women, and we saw just as much trauma and tragedy as the frontline the frontline people and soldiers. That's the word I'm looking for. It was, I was gonna call them shooters. I meant soldiers. I'm sorry. No offense meant to anybody in the army. But it was really good. It was really good. I really liked it. It was very hard to read, but it was really good. Yeah, Kristen Hanna hits it. She always hits the pain button, and she's just very good. And I love her historical fiction more than her what's the word, contemporary. But it was really well done, and I recommend the audiobook. Next, we have Murder in the Tea Leaves by Laura Childs. This was an audiobook again, and this was the newest book in the Tea Shop Mysteries by Laura Childs. It is a cozy mystery. It follows Theodosia, and she has a little tea shop. In this particular book, she is catering and helping out with a movie shoot that is happening in her area. And one of the worker, I think he's the producer or someone in the show dies, and she, in the Murder in the Tea Leaves, there's a premonition from a psychic that says that in the tea leaves that there was going to be murder, and there was a murder, and it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. I love this series. It's a cozy mystery series. It was really well done. I gave it 4 stars. I don't think it's a 5-star this time, but I really enjoyed it. Next, I read another, this is number 7 out of 16. I read another cozy mystery called Cheddar Off Dead by Karina Moss. I gave this one 5 stars. I really enjoyed this. I read this physically. I thought it was so good. I buddy read it with my friend Jess. We both loved it, and it was so good. It was about a woman. I can't remember her name. But she runs a cheese shop, and there's murder. That's all I remember. I'm getting them all mixed up. I've read so many cozy mysteries lately. I'm getting them all mixed up. Cheese shop. Oh, right. I like this book because I like the side characters. I thought the side characters were really nice. I really like them. There's a young boy, a teenage boy who works in the cheese shop who I just adore. And I'm reading the second book right now, called something about Gouda. Gone for Gouda, I think. And in this book, um, you see more of these characters, and I just love it. So I'm getting mixed up between the two books of what The Cheddaroff Dead was about, but I really enjoyed it. I recommend it. It will make you want cheese. That you'll just want to eat cheese. Okay. The next was an audiobook. I listened to My Imaginary Mary by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is the second book in the Mary series. These three authors wrote the Lady Janie series, which were all historical fiction, historical fantasy. So they took real life people and, well, not real life, because one of them's about Jane Eyre, but they took people in history and changed things around and made it fantastical, and there's like shapeshifters and stuff like that. It's just a lot of fun. They are hilarious. The audiobooks are so good. They are hilarious. They would often like break the fourth wall and start talking to the reader. It's so good. And this is the second book in the Marys, and the first book was My Contrary Mary. The second book is My Imaginary Mary. That's the one I listened to. I gave it 5 stars. Really liked it. I can't wait for my Salty Mary. I'm so excited for that. And I just loved it. I thought it was really good. I'm going to rush through because we've already been talking for 20 minutes. And I mean, not we, me. When I say we, I mean me. And I'm only on number 9. So number 9 of the month, I read The Sign of Four Spirits by Vicky Delaney, another cozy, and this is the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop series. This, I forget what book this is, book 5 or 6, I think, or 7, something like that. And I gave it 4 stars. I listened to the audiobook. I like the audiobook narrator. She's really good. It wasn't my favorite of the series, but I thought it was still really good. It is about, I forget her name again, but she runs a bookstore kind of tourist thing on Sherlock Holmes, all the books about him and stuff. And her friend Jane, I remember her name, owns the cafe that runs right beside the bookshop, and they solve murders together. And this particular book was about a psychic. I don't know why I'm going into psychics this month, but it was about a psychic dying, and, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Next, I read another cozy. I listened to this on audiobook, Murder in the Cookbook Nook by Ellery Adams. This is part of the same series that Murder in the Book Lover's Loft was. And in this one, we follow the main character, and she has a cooking show happening, a competition happening at her Storyton Hall, and there's a murder, and she tries to solve it. That's it. I gave it 4 stars. Next, I read another cozy mystery. I believe I listened to this on audio. I might have read it physically. It was Gone with the Witch by Angela M. Sanders. This is book 4 or 5, the newest book in the Which Way Librarian mystery series. And I really loved it. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was great. It's not my favorite of the series, but I really did enjoy it. It is about a woman who goes to the small town and finds out that she is a witch, and her family are witches, and she solves murders, and it's a wonderful series. I love it. It's not big on like bad witches. It's all about how to, like, there is a curse in this particular book, which I found kind of spooky. I didn't really like that. I am a Christian, if you don't know, so I'm kind of wary when it comes to witchcraft and stuff like that, because I just don't agree with it. But her type of the take that the author took on witches was fun. She does have a lot of fun with that. She has this one thing where she can hear the books in her library that she's librarian to. They whisper to her and they recommend things. And that's just fun. I would love to be someone like that who could hear books. That would be amazing. And then she can also have books like do a little dance around. It's so fun. I mean, they don't literally have legs, but they float in the air and you can hear music. And I just like that would be amazing. That would be awesome. So, anyways, I really enjoyed that book. I'm talking really fast. I'm sorry. Gone with the Witch by Ann Sanders gave it 4 stars. Next, I read Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the 4th book in the Natural series. Is it the 4th book? Yes, it's the 4th book. And this was the conclusion to the Naturals. This is a YA mystery series, and in the 3rd book, it got kind of dark and it changed into kind of a culty book. And but I think it was done really well. And in the 4th book, we had the conclusion to that. I thought that was done well. I cried. I laughed. There's again a love triangle, and I just loved it. I think the person she picked was great. I love who she picked, and to be in a romantic relationship with, and I loved this book, this series. This was such a good series. I think I gave the 1st book 4 stars and the 2nd and 3rd book 5 stars, and then the 4th book I gave, what did I give it? 5 stars. So overall, I think it's a 5-star series. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It follows the main character, who I forget her name already again, and in the 1st book, she learns that she's a natural, which means that she has instincts that not everybody has, and she finds out that there's this group of teenagers who work for the FBI, and they live in this little place, this house, and they all have their own talents, their own specialties. So she is a profiler. There's one who can detect if someone is lying and can also tell lies, which is fun. There's Sloane. I loved Sloane. She is just hilarious, and she is big on statistics and numbers, and I loved her. She would like blurt out different random facts out of the blue, especially when she was nervous, and I just love that about her. I love her so much. And then there's Michael, who is another profiler. No, he wasn't a profiler. He can read emotions. And then there's what was his name? The other guy. I forget his name, but he was another profiler. So it was really good. And Leah is the one that I couldn't remember her name. It's Leah, who's the other one that is the lie detector lady. And I can't remember the main character's name for the life of me, but it was really good. That whole series was really good. I think the whole series in all is 5 stars. Then we had Honey Roasted by Cleo Coyle. Bad Blood I read physically. Honey Roasted by Cleo Coyle. This is a cozy mystery. This is the coffee shop series. One of the newer ones, Honey Roasted, and I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed this audiobook. I just thought it was great. It follows Claire Cozy, who owns a coffee shop with her ex-mother-in-law and ex-husband, and she runs this coffee shop, and there tends to be a lot of murders around. And in this one, she is catering another movie shoot, another one that is happening. This TV show or movie shoot, something like that, and someone gets poisoned. I think that's the one I read. I don't remember. I seem to remember that. But anyways, it was really good. I gave it 5 stars. Next, I read A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. I read this for the Start and Stop readathon with Allison on a book break. Her channel is Allison on Book Break, and she does these Start and Stop readathons where we all read the same book and we start at the same place and we end by the time her video comes up, or while she's reading and spoiling it, she'll leave notes of what page she's on, and you can read, and then you have to stop for 24 hours at a certain point that is determined by whoever picked the book, because everybody gets a chance to pick a book. Anyways, it's a great idea. If you don't follow her, go follow her. She's a wonderful booktuber, and she's doing this thing for Aurelium, which is a readathon that everybody knows about, and she's doing an amazing work on that. So, yeah, I'll link her channel below. But anyways, we read A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. This is a middle grade fantasy, kind of magical realism, and it was so good. Oh, I loved it. I just loved it so much. I gave it 5 stars. It follows Betty. Is it Betty? I think her name is Betty, and her 2 sisters, Charlie and Fliss, something like that. Fliss, I think. And they find out that they're cursed and they cannot leave the island they live on or they will die. So they try to find a way to stop the curse. And I loved it. It was so good. And then the second book, A Sprinkle Sorcery, again by Michelle Harrison. I listened to the audiobook. I am rereading it because even though I put it on here as listened, I don't remember much about it because I kind of dozed off halfway through and then came to the end and listened to the end. So I am rereading it physically, and but it's A Sprinkle Sorcery. I did give it 4 stars. I think it has a chance to be 5 stars on the reread. This follows the same characters but a different kind of story, and I'm really enjoying it. The little girl, Charlie, is hilarious. She is so funny. I love her so much. And the kids are written as if they're kids. Like, Michelle Harrison did a great job in making the kids sound like kids. You know, their fears, their loves, their dislikes, the way they talked just sounded like kids. And I really enjoyed that because, you know, some middle grade authors, and myself included, I tried writing middle grade, and some of it I realized did not sound like an 8-year-old talking, you know. And I think it's great when authors can make them sound like their age. So I really enjoyed that. Finally, number 16, I read 12 by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a novella, and it is a novella after the events, 10 years after the events of the Natural series, and I really enjoyed that. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was great. It's just a little novella. I listened to it on audio. I thought it was great. It updates their lives after, and it does include a character that was introduced in the first or second book of the Naturals. It brings her back as an older character. She was a kid in the first or second book, and in this book she's a teenager, and it follows some of the things there. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's not 5 stars for me, but I did really enjoy it. Okay, that is it. Plus, do you like my little cup? It's so cute. It says Berry Hot. I love it. It's the cutest cup. I got it from Dollarama. I love it. Anyways, my throat, I'm going to start croaking. I mean, I'm not going to croak. I'm not going to die, but my throat is croaking. Okay, we're just going to stop. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I got to edit this video and put up the pictures so I can upload it because it's been more than a week since I put up a video, so I got to do that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give me a like, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you and all you do. Bye, guys.